Hey guys, so I thought I'd make you this video today because I get a lot of questions about it, and that is about my plugs and stretching your ears and stuff. So I thought I'd make a video just talking about that because I know I've touched on it in other videos, but I don't think I've done one that's entirely just about ear stretching. So I started stretching my ears when I was 13, I think I was 12, but it was like just before my 13th birthday or something along those lines, so I was like 12 or 13. So I've had my ears stretched for like about 4 or 5 years, and yeah, mine are 20mm, hold on, and as most of you know, I had to shrink mine down about half a year ago, and basically the story behind that was I was a complete idiot. I knew all the risks, I know all the risks about stretching, I know all the ways you're supposed to stretch your ears and the time gaps and everything, but I decided that, oh no, nothing bad will happen to mine, you've had them stretched for long enough. So I skipped a size and I completely ruined my right ear, and it's one of the most stupid things I have ever done to my body. I think possibly the stupidest. Other than the tattoo on my ribs, that's probably the stupidest because I hate that so much, but that's a different story. But yeah, this is a 28. I'll just show you in comparison. But I shrunk down from this. Oh look, I've got a shadow on my face. Yeah, sorry about the terrible lighting, by the way. It's really dark because it's horrible and rainy outside, and it's not nice. But yeah, anyway, sorry I'm going off track. What was I even talking about? So yeah, I was stupid and I skipped a size, so never ever 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 skip sizes when you stretch, because this is what happens to your ears. I could be at a nice decent size by now, but because I was an idiot and did that, I had to shrink down, and they're probably going to have to be at this tiny little size for a much longer amount of time. I think the recommended thing for stretching is, I'm not like a professional or anything, this is just what I've learned over the years, I think it's like a millimetre or like a size up every 4 to 6 weeks is what you're supposed to like do. So if you're stretching up quicker than that, then it can mess up your ears. So if you're doing that, I would recommend stop doing that and stretch slowly. You've got your whole life to stretch your ears as big as you want. There's no point in rushing it, otherwise you'll end up like me and not have any ear left to stretch up because you mess it up if you do that. And yeah, yeah, it's supposed to be every 4 to 6 weeks. Don't skip sizes, go up in the set sizes. Normally in England, I don't know what it is in America, but in millimetres it kind of goes up in 2mm. So it would be like, if you're starting out, I would suggest like going to like a 1.5 and then to like a 2, and then from that go like 2, 3, 4, and like the smaller sizes you do that. And then when you get to bigger sizes, you're supposed to do like the taping thing, where you like get a metal plug, put tape around it until you get to the bigger size, and because that you can't really stretch with like the spike stretchers when you get to bigger sizes, because that would just be like ridiculous, and you're not supposed to actually wear the stretchers in anyway. You're supposed to wear plugs in it because it like makes an uneven weight distribution if you wear the stretchers. I think I have, like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, they're like these things. You're not supposed to wear these in. You're supposed to wear like plugs. So if you're stretching up, I would suggest using like the spike ones and then putting the plug in. But if, like, most people would be like, oh yeah, it hurts too much, it shouldn't hurt loads to stretch your ears. It shouldn't be like incredibly painful to stretch your ears. If it's really painful to stretch them, then go for the middle size. Like normally there's like, I'm going by small sizes, like for people who's just started, because instead of, say, if you've only just started, going from like a 2 to like a 4, because that'll probably be too much of a big jump, go like 2.5 or 3 and then 4. It does cost like a lot more money doing it that way, but it shouldn't be really, really painful to stretch up. Never clean them with alcohol. Alcohol dries it up. If you should clean it with like sea salt and stuff like that. So that's how you stretch your ears and how not to stretch your ears. I'm not sure if I've left anything else out. I know a lot of people have asked this, but a lot of people ask me how big I'm stretching my ears too, because a lot of people are under the impression is, as my style changed, I wanted to take my plugs out and that's why I stretched them down, but that's not the case at all. As I've obviously just explained why I had to shrink them down, so I had ears left. And yeah, me and Kane are going to be doing another video about stretching your ears and what not to do, because as most of you know if you watched our videos, he did the same as me, but a lot worse, because I don't think it's a very common thing in America, but almost everyone I know in England who have had their ears stretched has stretched one before the other. I know I've done that. Pretty much all my old friends did that. Pretty much everyone I know who has stretched their ears has stretched one before the other. Like hardly anyone I know has ever done it at the same time. But I know that's not a very common thing in America. So he stretched one really big, and then he started stretching the other one, and he was kind of rushing, stretching it, so it would get the same size as the other one, because his other one was like a 30, and if you've seen his ear, that's what happened to it. But, I'm not shrinking my ears down. I want to go to like around a 40, that's how big I want to get my ears. But that won't be for a long time because I am going to take it slow with my ears, wait till this one is completely lovely and healed and healthy, and stretch up really, really slowly. So they're nice and healthy and they're not going to completely get all horrible. But yeah, I'm sorry about the terrible lighting anyway. I hope I mentioned everything. I'm not sure if I did or not. But yeah, if you have any additional questions you can just ask me on Tumblr. My Tumblr is spreadlovelikeviolence.tumblr.com, but the O in the L meant the love is a 0. And also you can follow Kane on Tumblr too. His is a little piece of heaven, but with like dashes, and one is different but I can't remember what one is. I'll put that in the description too, so follow him too, I know he'd appreciate that. But yeah, we'll do that video soonish. But yeah, I think I mentioned everything. Sorry if I missed something out. Anyway, I love you guys lots, bye!